Now I'm gonna touch your hand when I say this, sis, because you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say next. The only reason why you think Donnie needed to identify himself as a man, the person named Donnie, the only reason why you think he needed to identify himself to that man is because you're a transphobe. I know you're getting all up in arms. I know you're losing your shit. So I want you to take a deep breath, sis. I want you to breathe through your nose and breathe out through your mouth before you jump into my motherfucking comments. And let's take this journey together. I too used to think like you, sis. My commentary is not coming from a place of judgment. It's not coming from a place of harshness. It's coming from a place of somebody who was in your shoes, thought the same way, and then woke up and learned better, and now I'm doing better. This is gonna be an in-depth explanation. So take this whole ride with me before you jump in my comments, please. First and foremost, the most obvious reason why Donnie didn't have to say anything is because Donnie is a man. Donnie is literally not a trans woman. Donnie is a man. Donnie's just a pretty gay man. Gay men don't meet other men out in public and tell them, hey, by the way, just so you know, I'm actually a man. That's not how any of this works. And neither do cisgender people. When I meet a man out in public and we're kikiing and having a little flirtation moment, the first thing I say to him isn't just so you know, I'm a cis woman. I've never said that in my fucking life. And I definitely don't expect him to be like, hey, just so you know, I'm a cis man. We don't do that. The only reason why we expect trans people to do that is because of transphobia. Because what you're saying underneath all of that is you as a trans person are obligated to disclose to me, a cisgender person, because I may not be comfortable dating trans people. And so I should be given the option to walk away if I so choose. But that mentality is transphobic. I know you're all up in arms because I used to be all up in arms when I would see this type of discourse online. I'd be like, what do you, I'm not transphobic just because I don't want to date a trans person. And then one day I calmed the fuck down. I took a breath and I said, you know what? Let me do this thought experiment. Let me do this thought experiment and see where I end up on the other side. And I encourage you to do the same thought experiment with me, okay? You're at the club, you're having a good time. Somebody approaches you, or maybe you approach somebody because you think that they're fine, okay? You're kicking it with them, having a good time. You are perceiving them to be whatever gender it is that you're attracted to. Y'all are vibing, the vibes are right, the flirtation is right. You're feeling this person. So much so that you're actually interested in getting their number and seeing them outside of this situation. And then before they give you their number, they say, hey, I just want to let you know I'm trans. Your response is, oh, I don't want to date you. Never mind. That means that the only thing that was stopping you from pursuing a potential relationship or dating relationship with that person was the fact that they were trans. And if the only thing that's stopping you is their status as a trans person, that is transphobia. If you would have dated, if you would have given that person your number or taken that number, if they turned out to be cisgender, then the only reason why you're saying no to them is because they're trans. And that by definition is transphobia. In the same way, if you were to meet somebody online, you didn't see each other's faces, y'all were communicating, vibing, and you guys finally meet in person, and you are not the race that this person thought you were. You're a black person, and this person doesn't date black people. And the only reason they don't want to date you, they were cool with you when they didn't know what you were. They loved everything about you. They were feeling you so much that they wanted to meet up with you. And when they do, the only thing that makes them not want to continue pursuing this is your race. That's racism. And of course, there's caveats when we're talking about marginalized people who only want to date marginalized people. That's a different thing. That's more political. But if you won't date somebody that you actually like simply because of their race, you're a fucking racist. In the same way, if you meet somebody, you think they're fine as fuck, you meet them online, you think they're fine as fuck, you see their picture, you like everything about them, y'all are going back and forth, and then you meet up with them and you find out that they're disabled. Maybe they're in a wheelchair, something, and now suddenly you don't want to date them anymore. Why? Because they're disabled. That's ableism. A lot of people don't want to acknowledge that because they don't want to be seen as the bad guy. And you're not the bad guy. You're just someone who has some unpacking to do. If you as a cis person are not required to reveal that you are a cisgender person when you first meet somebody you're interested in dating, then trans people are not required to either. The onus is on the person who gives a damn. If you care, then you have to be the first person to speak up and say, hey, before we go any further, I just want you to know I only date cisgender people. So if you're not cisgender, this isn't gonna go anywhere. And y'all are not gonna do that. Y'all are not gonna do that because it's fucking absurd. The things that you won't do, you expect other people to do because they're marginalized. They are the other. Well, they're the different one. So they have to let everybody know that they're different. It's weird. I know folks are gonna wanna talk about safety. Y'all don't care about trans people's safety. Let's keep it real. If you cared, we would have been doing a much better job of protecting the trans community. You don't care. That's just a fake excuse for you to hide behind. You do not care. And this whole idea of trans women tricking men, feminine gay men tricking men, it's like, have y'all met men? People who believe that trans women and hyper feminine gay men are tricking men into bed are the same type of people who blame little girls for being fast when they're abused and violated by grown-ass men. According to Donnie, the man literally suspected. This man met Donnie out in the club, made out with Donnie, talked to Donnie for a week, and the whole time he's suspecting that Donnie is a man, decides to go out on a date with this man, and then decides to ask the question. And everybody's like, oh, good job for him, high five. What kind of childish, immature behavior is that? Like I said before, if you're the one that has an issue with what people have in their pants, then you're gonna have to be the one that speaks up. And you should be speaking up instantly. The moment that you question it, speak up. But the reason why he didn't speak up is because he knew that Donnie was a man. He was debating whether or not he was going to continue down the road with Donnie. More than likely, he was hoping that Donnie was going to be his secret lover undercover. Transphobia and homophobia have kicked Black people's ass. And it's crazy because homophobia and transphobia isn't even Black people's shit. That's some white people shit.